Welcome to the first tutorial video. You're going to find a bunch of these online. I'll try to post these on Edmodo. These are meant for you to review lessons that we've already learned in class. So this is a review on the 4 types of sentences. The first type of sentence, and this is probably the most common sentence, maybe 90 or 95% of all sentences are declarative. A declarative sentence is a sentence that makes a simple statement. The second kind of sentence is interrogative. This is a sentence that asks a question. The next kind of sentence is exclamatory. This is a sentence that expresses strong emotion. And finally, our last sentence, the fourth one, is imperative. Now, this is a sentence that makes a command or tells someone to do something. So let's take a look at declarative. That's our most common sentence, and when we're writing, this is the sentence that we're writing most of the time. A good example of a declarative sentence would be, the dog is hungry. Alright, so let's take a look at a declarative sentence. The dog is hungry. Right? Simple group of words that make a simple statement. The punctuation that we would use to end this sentence would be a period. Our second sentence was interrogative. And here's an example of a group of words that would represent an interrogative sentence. Did you feed the dog? What punctuation do we use at the end of this sentence? Alright, so here's our interrogative sentence. Did you feed the dog? Well, we know this is a sentence that asks a question, so we need to put a question mark here at the end of this sentence. And there we go. Sorry about the mess, but we put a question at the end of an interrogative sentence. Alright, our third sentence is an exclamatory sentence. You know that this is a sentence that expresses strong emotion. So let's take a look at an exclamatory sentence. Here we have a group of words. The dog just bit me. Alright, yikes. Dog just bit you. Alright, you'd be expressing strong emotion. So what punctuation do we use at the end of this sentence? Alright, at the end of a sentence that is an exclamatory sentence, we're going to put an exclamation point. And I can't really get the dot there, but hopefully you see the idea that we put an exclamation point at the end of an exclamatory sentence. And finally, our last type of sentence is an imperative sentence. So here's an example of an imperative sentence. Right? Think about it. Probably a lot of sentences that your parents say to you are imperative sentences. Feed the dog, brush your teeth, go to bed early, turn the TV off, go out and mow the lawn, take the garbage out. Right? Those are sentences where someone is telling you to do something. They're making a command. Okay? And here's one. Please feed the dogs. What punctuation would we use at the end of this sentence? So for this particular sentence, we would just put a period. And there's already one there, so hopefully you can see. Right, just a simple command, not really expressing any strong emotion. So that's an imperative sentence. Now, there are times that an imperative sentence won't end with a period, but instead will end with an exclamation point. Here's an example. What if you forgot to feed the dog? Now your mom or dad's really mad at you. And they kind of yell, "Feed the dog now!" Well, you wouldn't just put a period at the end of that sentence, would you? We'd have to put something different because we're expressing, or your parents would be expressing, very strong emotion in this sentence. So here's our imperative sentence. Mom or dad's really upset because you forgot to feed the dog. Right? So now they're telling you to feed the dog, but they're expressing it with strong emotion. So this is a sentence that we're going to end with an exclamation point. So even though there's an exclamation point there, because this sentence is telling someone to do something, in this case feed the dog right now, this is actually an imperative sentence. So what that means is an imperative sentence can end with either a period or an exclamation point. Alright, so let's just do a review of what we've learned. Right? Our first type of sentence, and the most common sentence, is a declarative sentence. A sentence that makes a simple statement. Right? The dog is hungry. That would be an example. Our next sentence is an interrogative sentence. A sentence that asks a question. Is the dog hungry? Our third type of sentence is an exclamatory sentence, a sentence that expresses strong emotion. The dog just bit me. That would be a good example of an exclamatory sentence. We'd want to use an exclamation point at the end of that sentence. And finally, but not least, is imperative, a sentence that makes a command or tells someone to do something. Remember, an imperative sentence can end with either a period or, if we're expressing strong emotion, could end with an exclamation point. All right? So hopefully that helps you. Hopefully we know all about the 4 types of sentences and the proper punctuation to use at the end of each of those sentences. Good luck.